welcome to the Sales Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Gospa, the Gosfather, and I got my beautiful wife with me, Brandy. We're going to be talking about, New Year's. Everybody's talking about setting goals and doing all this New Year, New Me, and, all the resolutions that come up every year. And we want to try to add some value to that, and I guess ask some questions to that too, and see what most people do, what average people do, compared to what exceptional and people of excellence do. So I view it in kind of two categories, and I talk about it in two things. So it's we got winners and we got losers, and that's where I put it. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to, because when you talk about sales, it's this one thing, all right? You either close the deal or you don't. You make the sale or you don't, right? So the person who makes the sale is the winner. The person who can't close the deal is the loser. It's just what it is. So what makes the difference, right? And it's mindset. And I think that's the most important thing of what I want to talk about going into the new year, is what's the difference between a winner and a loser? And I think we'll start with physical fitness, because it's probably the easiest thing that I can say. And what I believe it is you get the average people. I'm not going to say the losers. I'm going to say the average people. The average, what they do is they set like this goal, like they want to do everything at one time. So January 1st, this is what I'm going to do, right? It's the same mentality as like, I'll start on Monday.
Right.
And what I do is, I start today. Like if I'm going to do something, like as well as I'm like all or none. Yes. So it's like when I decided to start 75 hard one day after my daughter was in the middle of baking like this super awesome brownie treat, right?
Right.
And I was like, shit, man, I'm starting 75 hard. You're like, when? I remember it was on the porch, and you're like, when? And I was like, right fucking now, I'm going to get my steps in. So like I went do an outdoor workout, and it's whatever day. It's right. It's now, because every day's day one. And when you look at, let's talk about 75 hard specifically. Andy Frisella talks about it every time. And it's a program. Mm-hmm. So 75 hard is the first phase of the Live Hard 1 year program. And it's the first 75 days of it. That's what 75 hard is. But it's a program. It's a system. It's not a challenge. And I think that's the biggest thing that average people do is in the beginning of a year or any endeavor that they set, is they look at it as a challenge. And another example is vacation. We're going to go to the beach. So I want to get my beach body ready. Well, so I'm going to do a boot camp, and I'm going to make my body go under this tremendous amount of stress for a limited time to get to this goal. And I'm going to look decent for the beach. And then when I get back, I'm going to be a big fat fuck again.
Or while I'm there.
Right. While you're there, you just go off the rails. And what I find people of excellence do, AKA the winners, is they have systems. So, right now I'm seeing everybody post 75 hard challenge, 75 hard challenge. And I'm like, it's not a fucking challenge. It's a program. Because like when you're done with it, yeah, you might lose 30 pounds and then you're going to go back to eating your bullshit and you're going to look like shit again. You're going to feel like shit again, and you're going to be back to fucking average. So what successful people do is they turn to programs. And when you turn to a program and you learn to use it you take that program and put it into your system, and you worry about working the system in the little everyday moments, the everyday task, that every day I'm going to eat right, that every day I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to get my steps in, I'm going to read my Bible, I'm going to, whatever it is that you have in your system, over time, is habits, right? And then you do those habits over time and you get results.
Yeah.
And then it's a lifestyle. So like people ask you all the time, well, I wish I had how do you get the motivation to go? Like, we don't even think about it. You just go, right? So I think that's the biggest difference between winners and losers, is losers look at it like there's an end point to the destination. And winners look at it as every time they hit a marker, there's a new marker. There's a new goal. There's a new level. So there's an infinite number of levels that you can hit. And I think, winners look at it where they want to hit, they just want to have the high score, right? And every day we start at it again, wanting to create a new high score.
I see.
So it's not just to get that quick result. It's over a long period of time, we're trying to get massive success. And we look at it as the process of getting better at the process versus getting better result for that temporary gratification, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your thoughts on that? I know I went kind of deep on it a little quick, but break that down from because I tend to talk about it from definitely a sales and fitness part of you, and that entrepreneur part of you.
Right.
But from your end, what do you see when it comes to that?
When it comes to what specifically?
So
like New Year's?
This New Year's, New Year's. The mindset all around New Year's, the new me, and then in 2.5 fucking months, everybody's like living the same life that they live over and over again.
Yeah. I don't normally set resolutions. I'm not a New Year's resolution kind of person. I never really was. I do set goals, but I don't only set goals at the beginning of the year, but I do. I do set them at the beginning of the year. So at the end of this last year, I sat down, looked at how my year had gone, thought about how I want next year to go, all the different areas, all the places in my life, and I figure out where I want to be next year. I don't set a resolution, but I do set the goal. So if the goal is with my health, then I'm going to take a look at where I am. Maybe it could be, it's usually not the weight on the scale. That's not normally where my goal is. Sometimes, but usually not. It may be a new habit I want to work in. I know last year meditating was a big goal. I didn't do that great at meditating. So like this year, that's a goal to work that into my day more consistently. Because last year I just didn't do that great at it. It wasn't as much a priority, I guess, as it should have been, obviously, because I didn't hit it. So my goals are not so much black and white as you are, because you're a black and white all in. I'm kind of the opposite. Even though I don't make the sale, I might not close the deal, but I made a new contact. And now that person is a friend or somebody that I can have a business relationship with going forward that might turn into something. So that, in my eyes, might still be a win, not necessarily a loss.
100%.
So like I think I just view things a little bit differently because you and I are so different. But when it comes to the beginning of the year, I think people make the biggest mistake when they set resolutions and then they set them so high or so different from the way their life is now that it's such a large leap to get from here to there that either it's impossible to get to or it's impossible to sustain over the long term. So if I'm somebody who never works out and doesn't really eat healthy, doesn't have any sort of healthy habits in place, and I decide my New Year's resolution is to get healthy, and how I'm going to do it. I'm going to work out for 2 hours every day. I'm going to cut all sugar from my diet, and I'm going to eat strictly, clean and healthy all the time. And chances are it's just too much of a leap. It's not going to happen, because you either won't be able to make it in the first place, or you won't be able to sustain it for more than a short period of time, and then you're just going to fall right back in to your old habits. So I think if somebody is looking, the new year to set a goal, they need to chop it down into baby steps and not have just one huge giant resolution to be healthy in 2024. It needs to be, okay, for the first month, in January, I'm going to walk 45 minutes. And that's it. And you walk 40, but you make sure every day you walk those 45 minutes. And then once you're used to that, well then, okay, now I'm going to start maybe weight training in February. I'm going to walk, and then I'm going to weight train. And then each, interval, you add something new, and then it becomes sustainable over time instead of just taking one big bite.
Yeah. And I like how you said that too, because like the systems that you used meditating. So if you want to be better at meditating, like what you're trying to introduce more, or like a goal for this year, is to be better at meditating, not like I want to meditate so I can accomplish this result at the end, right? Because a lot of people meditate so I could get a certain level of peace, or a certain level of financial stability, or to get a certain car. So I'm going to meditate and do, or whatever. Right. That's not your goal.
Right.
The goal is to be better at the system, right? At the whatever you're introducing. So like for me, I want to be better with my fitness, with, I want to be stronger. I want to be leaner. I want to be all the things. So in business, we want to be better at sales, right? So like, and I use a clear cut, but you're right. Like when you meet people, it's not just about closing the deal. But it is like, if you meet a new contact, well, you close that, like you got new information now. So I view that as wins as well, because it's not always closing the deal. Sometimes there's steps, like depending on, like if you're selling life insurance, well, that's something pretty quick. If you're selling an annuity, that might take 6 months. There's a lot that goes into it. So I think one of the biggest things that people confuse is what they're trying to do, right? They're setting the goal on the end point instead of the thing that's going to get them that. Because life happens, and you're not just gonna go through life and not have any like obstacles along the way, right? So when you're trying to meditate and like the dog's barking, or kids coming in, or weather or whatever happens, is going to interrupt that. So does that put you a day behind? Maybe. It might set you a week behind. You might not affect you at all. But if you're setting the goal to get, like, just go back to fitness because it's so easy to use. If somebody is 5 foot and weighs 400 pounds, and their goal, and they set a resolution to have a 6-pack this year, it's not going to happen.
Right.
I mean, it's just not going to happen. So then that person ends up giving up, because the first 2 months, they might lose 60 pounds or 100 pounds and be like, oh my God, like I look amazing. And then all of a sudden you get to a point where what got you here, you can't go the rest of the way with that.
It's not going to get you the next step.
Yeah. And they underestimate the amount of work and dedication and diet. And when we say diet, we mean like eating healthy food, not eating food and, not eating salads. Like, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about eating like good carbs, good protein, good fats.
Yeah. You're not talking about a keto diet and Atkins
I'm not talking about the diet, the fucking short-term shit. I'm talking about like the shit that we eat every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest things is get a coach. Get a coach, like get a mentor, get like somebody who has the life that you want, and just ask that person, talk to that person, because that's really what's going to get you there. You know, we have people that look at us, you know, and be like, oh my God, we want a marriage like y'all's. Well, okay, we can help you with that, right? If somebody comes to me and be like, oh, well, how do you raise the perfect kid? Well, I can't help you with that. We have imperfect kids. But it's just that, for an example, you know, if somebody comes to me and is like, hey, you know, I want to know how to raise boys, can't help you. I mean, I could guide you, but I'm probably not the right mentor for that.
Not the right person.
But for fitness, okay, I may be a mentor for it, I may be not, right? I can help to a certain degree, you know, because like everybody's at different levels. I coach people, I mentor people. I have a mentor and a coach. He also has a mentor and a coach, right? So everybody has it, because we're all at different levels, and we're just reaching back and pulling people up. So I think one of the biggest things is like what we talked about earlier. Like if they reach out to somebody, ask for help. So if you want to get in shape and get healthy this year, like just start. Like find a gym, go to the gym. Get somebody in there that looks the way you want to look, and go introduce yourself and talk to them. Like, I promise you, people want to help you. Like, people want to help. I know, like, I look intimidating. Especially in the gym, I look intimidating. So, and when I'm lifting weights, like, I make noise.
Apparently I look intimidating too.
Right, you do too. Right? You're very scary in the gym. And the reason being is probably because we pissed off, like, our mamas made us go there, like, because we don't want to be there, but we're...
It's usually because I'm concentrating normally.
But at the end of the day, it's like we do want to help people, right? Now, right now in the gyms, gyms are about to be packed across America, right? Especially January and February, there will be no parking spots. Give grace. New people going to the gym and people returning. Give grace to each other, because listen.
Everybody had to walk in there for the first time at some point.
Right. So if you're brand new going to the gym, don't look at everybody like they're assholes and intimidating and all this stuff. Like, everybody's in there. They started just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks to walk in there, and they had to make that walk too. And here's the thing. You only have to make it one time. You only have to, it's like the walk of shame, right? Going into the gym. You only have to do it one time.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow,
you already,
right? You remember now, like and as long as you never stop, you never have to like restart.
Yeah.
But that's up to you. So starting is the hardest part. So just start, and then you never have to restart. But just have some patience with the people that's already there, right?
And with yourself.
Right, because one, just logistically in the gym, there's more people. People are going to be waiting on equipment, and people like me who've been there forever, like, I have a routine. Like, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Right.
And I time everything between sets. So like I know it's a system that I work when I'm there. So if you're trying to work out on the same equipment I am, just ask. Like, I'll let you cut in. Like, it's no big deal. I promise you. I need it again. Not a problem. We'll stack weights back. I'll help you take them off. I'll spot you. Like, we'll do the whole workout. It's fine. And then, so just ask for help. Don't look at them like assholes. Don't look at them like they're intimidating and all this stuff. Like, because look, it took them a long time to get where they are. Then two, the people who, like the veterans, I call them, who go to the gym religiously, accept these new people. Like, they're going in there to try to change their lives. And regardless of what we all think at time to time, depending, because we all judge people and we're like, this motherfucker here, you know, like his New Year's resolutions, or, you know, like all this stupid shit that we talk about. Like,
but at least they're in there.
Yeah, don't try not to do that. I know we all do it, and because we're human, but try to look at it more from like, man, how could I help this person? Like, this person might be going through a health issue, that the advice that I could give them, or the encouragement that I could give them, the thumbs up that you give them when they walk in the door could mean the difference between life or death for them. It could.
Right.
Like, because that person could be so scared to death. We have a friend that her daughter worked at a gym, and she went with her mom, or she took her mom to the gym. Her mom never got out of the car. Now, her mom is in like amazing shape, right? But she don't go to the gym and she's scared to death. But if that person had a health issue and was that scared, they would rather deal with the health issue than go fix it in the gym. So be that welcoming person, and just invite them in. You don't have to don't offer up unneeded advice unless somebody's going to hurt themselves, but just be observant to the help that they need. Because you can tell when somebody's looking around for somebody they're too scared to go and ask, but they're looking confused, and they're waiting for somebody to ask them if they need help.
You can tell when they're unsure.
And just offer it up, or give them a thumbs up when they walk in the door. Be, man, it's good to see you in here, man. I'm glad you decided to come. Like, whatever it may be, be that encouraging person for them, instead of being like, oh, it's fucking 2 months of a year, because like we all do, right? And to be honest, I wish more new people would come, and some of the people that was at the gym would fucking go, because they're the most aggravating pieces of shit there is, not re-racking their weights and all that shit. But anyway, I digress. Wheel it back in. Yeah. But I think it is the veterans that usually get more trouble than anything. And I say veterans, people who go religiously but don't really work out. People who've been going for 10 years and look exactly the fucking same. Those people.
Yeah.
That's,
And I think another mistake that people make also is you go into it with an idea of how you think it should go, how quick it should happen. And normally, however long you think it's going to take, it's probably going to take 10 times.
Way longer.
Yeah, way longer. And so you can't get discouraged if at the end of the month, you want it to look a certain way and you don't. It's okay, because it's going to take a long time, especially if what we're talking about is changing your body in any particular way. And because we started working with our coach
about
a little over a year ago. And I have been feeling like I'm just not making the progress I should be making. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I get so discouraged. And the other day he posted on social media, it was a woman's before and after, I want to say. And when I looked at the picture, I thought, holy crap, she looked amazing. And I am nowhere near that. And I've just immediately felt like I'm such a loser. And then I read the caption, and it was 5 years.
Yeah.
Between the first picture
forever.
and the second, it was 5 years.
Forever.
And so I thought, okay, all right. So I don't suck as bad as.
Well, that's the thing.
As I thought that I did.
Yeah.
The sad part is I have been consistently working out and getting healthier for over 5 years now. So I know better. I know it doesn't take 1 year. I know it's not going to happen in a month. I know not one cycle of a cut is going to get my body fat percentage down the way that exactly where I need it to be. Right. I know that, but still in my mind, as soon as I saw that picture, I compared it to myself and said, I suck.
Yep.
And then when I read that it took her 5 years to get there, I thought, well, that makes so much sense. Okay.
Well, it's just like the fat loss that I did last year. I
gotta move my foot. I'm falling asleep.
I was supposed to get down to 8% body fat.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I got down, but maybe to 12, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Which once I hit that point, dude, I started losing weight pretty quick. And then once that glycogen gets out, and so like, the scale drops pretty fast, but that's not fat loss. And once you start getting into fat loss and you get that momentum going, it's like, man, it's cruising, you feeling good, like things start, like you really kind of look like shit because your muscles shrink up and you flatten out. But like you can see that fat loss and you can see it coming, and you know what you're gonna look like when you're done with fat loss and you're getting ready to go back into maintenance. But you get to a point in fat loss where like your body is just not doing it anymore. And
it just says no.
And I truly underestimated how hard that would be.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I never really did a good cut in my entire life, because as soon as I would start losing weight and my muscles would shrink, I was like, screw this shit. I'm just going to start eating again, because I was like, I worked hard for these muscles, because I didn't know. I had no clue of how it really worked. But, now that I know, like, just, hey, go ahead through the fat loss, eat the shit, just go through the pain of looking like shit. And at the end of it, you're going to eat for 5 days and you're going to be as big as you were, but on 8% body fat. Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes a difference. That gives you something like good to look forward to at the end. Right. But I never got it. I never got there. And I ended up, we could have got there, but I wanted to, because I knew how hard it was to cut, my coach and I decided to cut my fat loss short, go back into maintenance and growth phase to where we could start cutting here in early January, to where by the summertime, I'll be shredded, right? And that's, even for people like me who's been doing this for a long time, it still didn't work like you expected. Like, life happens. Your body, I'm, going to be 43. Like, there's a lot of things happening that, excuse me, in life that take my attention away, that add stress. Like, all those little bitty factors, like when you're going from 12 to 8, a 30-minute difference in your sleep on an 8, from 8 hours to 7.5 hours will make a huge difference in that fat loss. Like, you might gain weight in the night or not lose, and it's a mind fuck trying to get through that. So like you said, don't be hard on yourself. Like, we all go through this shit. Like, the reason we do what we do now is because we've been doing it for so long that when we started out with, okay, I'm not going to drink soft drinks, and then, okay, I'm going to add this, I'm going to take away that. Well, now we're to the point where it's like, yeah, we literally eat chicken and rice. Yeah. We drink just water. Like, we don't do all the shit. So, not that we don't have cravings for stuff, but like, it's like now it's such a habit now where it's like, it doesn't affect us like it used to. But there's no way that somebody could go, and I'm sure there's exceptions out there, but like, in general, there's no way you could go from eating all the trash shit to eating this diet and working out the way we do just like that. There's no way, like, you would give up, because it's right. Your body would be like in detox.
Yeah. And the reason that you give up is because when you first start, January 1st, January 2nd, whatever it is, there it is. You motivated.
Got it. I think.
You motivated, right? And so when you're motivated, you want to do it, you want to get to the gym, you want to eat the foods, and you want to do all the things. But that motivation doesn't last. And that's why people quit.
Yeah.
So the way to not quit is to not rely on motivation. It's to have the habits and the systems in place that make it easier for you to do it, regardless if you're motivated or not.
Yeah, because I'm lazy as fuck. Like, honest. Like, I am. Like I was 300 pounds fat. Like, or right at it. But, Andy talks about it. He was 350 pounds. Like, listen, in here, we're still fat. Like, we still want to just, like, not do any of this stuff.
We didn't even want to do this podcast.
No, I didn't want to do this podcast right now. Like, normally we do podcasts in the mornings. Like, it's like late at night. Well, actually, it's only 6 o'clock at night, but it feels like it's midnight. Like it might as well be midnight. But yeah, it's like you have to be able to have that discipline, have the system. And the only way you build discipline, like, because really all discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do. You just do it anyway. So you have to have a system for that, whether it's a checklist, and you have to get it done. And like in my mind, like I'll make up stories. Like if I don't get this squat in, like my whole family's gonna die, right? Like it's a mind game. So, I have to execute things like I do in my mind, and I play these games with myself to get myself to do it. I'll compete with people that have no clue that I'm in competition with them, right? Like I'll be like, that piece of shit, like, fuck him, man. He said that shit about me, like Michael Jordan. Like the guy never said anything about me, but I'll do it. I'll play it in my mind. Like if I'm running a race or I'm getting my steps in or I'm making a lift, that if I don't do it, that person's going to pass me up. If it's a competition, I'm going to win.
Right.
So I'm going to dominate it. So that's how you have to look at it. Well, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Somebody who's competitive, you have to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to do it that way because I'm lazy.
You have to have something pushing you.
Right.
Yeah.
But once you turn the win or lose button on, well, I'm all go now. But if there's no win or lose and there's no competition, then there's no point to me.
For you,
right?
Yeah.
So some people are like, you're not like that.
I'm not. For me, it's more of, it has to be just what I do. It has to be a habit. So it's kind of like I wake up in the morning, I say my prayers, drink my coffee, brush my teeth, go to the gym. And I don't think about brushing my teeth. I just do it because it's what I do. It happens every day, and that's how the gym is for me. I fill my gallon of water every morning because that's just what I do. It's just a part of my day, and I don't even think about it. I just do it because it's a habit that I've created, and it wasn't always a habit. I had to work into it, but now that it's there, it's in place, and it's just what I do. And when I have a rest day where I don't go to the gym, I struggle more on those days because it's not my habit to not go to the gym. And so it's like that I struggle more with that than anything else. And having a rest day doesn't sit well. My brain, but I know I need them because my trainer says I need them, so I have to take them, but it's still a struggle not to.
Now, like I have the habit of going to the gym, right? Like I don't have to make myself go, I'm going to go. What I have to make myself do is push really hard while I'm there.
While you're in there. Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'll get lazy. It's like I go through the motions, right? So it's like, and the way around that, the way that I do it is my trainer has, we have to track everything. So we track every set, how much weight, how many reps, how good were the reps, the RPEs, like the intensity of the rep, So we track all of that stuff. So next time I go in, like the way that I do it, and I know this is not right, and I don't always succeed, right? So, but in my mind, I want a new PR every time. Like I want to outdo what I did last time on that set. And sometimes I do, sometimes it might be where I put 5 pounds and get the same number of reps, right? Or I'll get more on reps in, or with the same weight, like just one extra rep, and I won, right? But if I get the same reps, I lose. And if I get less weight or less reps, I lose. But I don't really lose because sometimes you need to back down on the weight and get more muscle and mind connection and a better range of motion. You might have
just slow it down.
Yeah, you might have a small tweak, or you might have not eaten at the right time the night before. Like there's so many, you might have had a bad night's sleep. There's so many factors that go into that lift the next day that most people do not know. That's why tracking it, then right? So I'll know when I go in there, hey man, I wasn't as good as I should have been right here.
Yeah.
Or I was really strong right here. And then that's a way that you can stay a little more disciplined, because again, that's just a system that we use to be able to make sure that we're pushing as hard when we're in there, So if you're just starting, track it. Hey, I want to walk 4 days a week, 3 days, whatever it is, 45 minutes, and then track what you walk. You might have walked, instead of 45 minutes, you might have walked 52 minutes. track
Or
it.
track
And-
how far you went in those 45
Right.
minutes, and then tomorrow try to go further.
Right. It might be either or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. So it might be where, you know what, it was 900 degrees, you know. So I'm going to go when it's 905 degrees next time or whatever. You know, so I think that's a good way to look at the new year. Don't fall into the trap of like, you're not good enough, because you are. Don't fall into the trap of, not going because of what people are going to judge you for. Man, look, we're all fucked up. Like, we're all failures. We all started at the bottom. We all still screwing it up. Like, none of us, like, I'm the sales boss. I'm the Godfather, and I'm still learning. Yes, I'm teaching. Yes, I'm really good. Yes, I am an expert, but I'm still out there learning.
Right.
There's still things that I didn't see yet. There's still like, oh my God, there's so much stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the reasons, and here's just another tip. One of the reasons I am so good at sales with what I can do is because I look at it that way. I got more to learn. So I never get to the point where it's like, okay, this is good enough. I'm always trying to go for more. So with your fitness, with whatever goals you got set for this year, do it the same way, you know? Try to be better at it. Get better, learn more. Don't settle for anything.
Yeah. I think like the most important thing to remember is you can set a goal to lose so many pounds or lift so much weight or have however many inch waist. You know, like there's so many different goals, but the ultimate goal should be to be healthier this year than you were last year. And healthy is not a number. It's not a weight. It's not a size. It's literally the habits that you have.
Right.
The habits that you keep every single day. So, because you and I have the same habits.
Mm-hmm.
We both drink a gallon of water. We both eat a clean diet. We both work out every day. We walk. We have the exact same habits.
Yeah.
We don't weigh the same. We don't have the same. Nothing about our bodies is the same. And our daughters, pretty close, you know, kind of like us too. They eat kind of what we eat. They exercise how we exercise, and they don't look like us. Their sizes aren't like us. So it's not what you look like or how much you weigh. It's the things that you do each and every day. That's what healthy is. It's eating right, drinking water, exercising, moving around, sleeping 8 hours, but I mean, not many people sleep 8 hours, but those are the things that make healthy. It's not the size on the scale.
No.
And so that's what you have to remember.
Yeah.
And I think when people set, if it's a resolution they're going to set, or if it's a goal they're going to set, whatever it is, I think the important thing to remember is if I have a goal or a resolution to, let's say I'm a single woman and I want to find a man and get married by the end of the year. I want to find a certain type of man, right? I want a man who makes this much money, who has this type of body, who is funny, smart, whatever it is. You have to become the type of woman who attracts that man, right? You can't say, well, when I find that man, well, then I'm going to be this type of person.
Right.
You have to be that person first. So if healthy is what you want to be, you have to become healthy before you are healthy. You have to take the steps, become the person who drinks the water, become the person who eats the right meals and does the exercises. Then you'll become that person, right? You have to, it's about who you become, not what you get.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way you have to look at it when you're setting a goal for any kind of goal. Basically, you have to become the person who has the big house, or you have to become the person who has the job, or gets the wife, or
no, 100%.
Wins the race.
Yeah.
Whatever
it is. Like,
if it's running a marathon, you have to become the person who does the things to run the marathon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do it in your head first. Like you have to have the mentality of what, like, whatever goal you want, the answer is always who. It's who do I need to become? What kind of person has that jet?
Yes.
What kind of person has a six pack? What kind of person, right? And it's in the actions, it's in the habits, it's in the daily living, whatever they do is in that.
Yes.
So that's the part. So you need, you want to be healthy, you want to have a six pack, you want to have a jet, you want to have, like, then look at those people, get those mentors, and then literally do the things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And in your mind, automatically, you're going to start to switch and be like, I am that person, before you actually attain whatever it is that you're trying to attain.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, it doesn't happen overnight. Like yearly goals, I don't even know why we set yearly goals and like this new year whole thing. Like it kind of gets confusing and it almost like cliche-ish. But because like for us, like I know in business, like everything is like quarterly, right? So we do like quarterly goals. Now those fit in the big massive goal, but like I have a big massive goal that's like a lifetime goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's broken down into 10-year spans, and then 1-year spans, and then quarterly spans, and then monthly spans, and then weekly spans, and then daily.
Yep.
And that's really how goal setting goes. So I mean, we may do a podcast just on setting goals,
mm-hmm.
but I think that's important. So like we will do a podcast on how to set goals, because I think people look at that the wrong way too. So anything you got anything left? We're gonna end this podcast. I don't know how long we've been going, but
I don't know either.
I don't want to leave it. I don't want to go into too much before we start going down a rabbit hole, because I could literally talk on this forever.
Right.
I mean, this is a never-ending thing.
It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to look at it. There's, that some people in their mind, day one is when you start. And then there's other people who don't look at it that way. Some people may look at it just as a guideline, and as like you said, a point where you stop and look back and see how far you've come and how far you still have to go. You know what I'm saying? It could just be, instead of, day one is my starting date. Well, day one is just the day that I use to evaluate how far I've come and how far I still have to go, and if I need to make any adjustments. That could just be an evaluation point. I feel like that's kind of more how we look at it, as an evaluation point, than anything else.
What do you mean day one?
Like day one, January 1st.
Okay, yeah. When you kept saying day one, because like I live every day's day one,
right? Like,
so it's like I'm not sure.
When people look at January 1st,
because like this is just
day one.
This is tomorrow from yesterday to me.
Right.
Like January 1st, I give zero fucks about that.
Yes, right. It's more for us. It's more of an evaluation point where we kind of stop and look at, okay, well, this is what we did last year. This is what worked. This is what didn't. Yeah. This went well. This didn't go well.
Yeah, it's almost like just a sample of your life that you pull out and say, what happened right
there? From this period to this period, this is what we did. And going forward, we need to adjust this. We need to move this. It's more of an evaluation marker than a start date.
Yeah, because my goals were set before. Like I knew, like, hey, in December, I had to put on as much muscle as I can through December, because January we starting fat loss. So like I already knew what was happening, right? So it wasn't like I had, it's here, I have to set this goal. It was like, no, like yesterday was a rest day. Today was a push day. Like it just was what it was,
Today was a leg day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's an upper body day, and we just keep rolling through it, because we're not really.
Yeah, there's no finish line and no starting line anymore. It's like, it's just processes. So you look at that, you look at the gaps. Same thing like with quarterly goals, and like what we do with the agents with weeks. You know, hey, like, what did you do this week? You know, we evaluate what went right, what went wrong, what we need to adjust. So yeah, it's the same way. So the main thing is to just start. Like whatever it is that you're trying to do, just go, just start it. Like, don't try to figure it all out before you go. Just ask somebody.
Yeah, if
Like,
you don't know, ask. Have the courage. I think most of the time that's the biggest thing. Have the courage to just ask.
yeah,
But make sure you're asking the right person.
right.
Ask somebody who has been where you're trying to go.
Yep.
And if there is somebody that you know, a lot of times, like we all know these people, I don't want to say they don't accomplish much, but they don't risk a whole lot. They don't put themselves out there. They're way more timid. They don't take a whole lot of chances. Chances are that's not the person you want to go to for advice on how to reach any kind of goal, because
Right.
they're either going to tell you it's not attainable, or what's the point, or don't get your hopes up. You know, you want to find somebody who has struggled through some things that can guide you through and kind of hold your hand and say, yeah, this is how I
Yeah.
did it. This
Yeah,
is
you want somebody who earned it, right?
Yeah,
You don't
right.
want to ask a billionaire's son who inherited $40 million from Papa how to become a millionaire,
Mhm.
because he has no clue. He was born into it. You want to ask somebody who grew up, you know, on the fucking street and made it,
right.
So
Somebody who's been where
who
you're
actually
trying
has
to go.
the skills to teach you.
Yep.
Because everything's about skills.
Mhm.
So with that being said, go do it. Go do it. Go do it. If you need help, like, just send us messages. Like, Jacob Gaspard, you can find that everywhere. Like, this is the look that I got. It really doesn't change. So I'm pretty easy to find. But you can message at the bottom of the video. You can do whatever, website, jacobgaspard.com, and send messages there. Social media, same thing, the Jacob Gaspard. And make sure that you like and share the videos, because, like, we don't get paid for this. This costs us money to do. So we're trying to add value to you and share the video, add value to other people. So subscribe, do us a favor, subscribe, leave us a review on all the platforms. I'm not even sure where all this goes, but with that being said, we thank you for watching. Pass this information on, help other people, get help if you need it, reach out to us if you want to or need to. And y'all have a happy new year.
Happy New Year.